So I want to talk about this concept of creating news responsive content to get publicity. So a lot of people don't know this, but journalists, news reporters, they get hundreds of emails every week and sometimes every day pitching them stories. 99% of those stories are evergreen, things that they can talk about anytime. But a tiny percentage of those stories are things that are happening now. And that is what they need to pitch to their editors and to their producers to get stories on the air or in the newspaper. So when you're going to pitch stories to the media, it's important for you to think about what's happening today or what's next in order to get to the front of the line on the top of their minds so that they call you first. So I'll give you an example. Think about someone who's in the book publishing business. What kind of things might they want to talk about? The evergreen stories that they often might pitch might be, here's how to get a book published. Here's what the manuscript process looks like. This is the inside story on what it looks like in book publishing. And so those are kind of things that anybody in book publishing can talk about. So why would they call you? Then they need a compelling reason to put you over someone else. And that makes it a little more difficult because you might have a similar profile to other people. Or there might be a lot of people at bigger companies with bigger brands that they might recognize more quickly. And that means that you're likely not going to get called. So, in order to get yourself ahead of the game, think about other kinds of stories. For example, if a major book publisher just made a big change, or they shut down, or they filed bankruptcy, or something really huge like that, that's a story. You can pitch that and say, oh my goodness, this big publisher just fell apart. What does that mean for smaller publishers? I am an owner of a smaller publisher. I can talk about what this means to me, how this impacts my industry, and what that means going forward for other people. Those are the kinds of things that make really great stories and get you a call back more quickly. So the next time that you're thinking about pitching a story for the news, or if you're working with a marketing person or a publicist, think about what's going on in your niche, in the news, in related industries, all of those kinds of things. Soak it in and think about how you can create opinions around it, what's coming next, and how you might talk about the future, how you might envision something. And the news loves future visions. The news loves perspectives on things that are about to happen. And you can also, and this is next level, you can think about things that are happening. So for example, we'll use politics. If you know that there is some sort of legislative decision pending, and you know that it could go either way in the vote, you can create perspectives on each direction. So be prepared no matter which direction that the legislature heads. You can know what maybe 2 or 3 pathways they could take and have already written up and thought up what your opinions and thoughts might be on that. When that goes through, and you make sure that you're aware of when it goes through and you're paying attention, you shoot that pitch out and you already have your list and you know who you're going after. You send that pitch out to them and you let them know, and you will be the first person, or one of the first. There might be other people that know the strategy, but you'll be one of the first people that they hear from. And you're already talking about exactly what just happened, not saying, hey, something just happened. Do you want me to talk about it? You're saying, hey, here's some perspectives on what just happened and some things that I can share with your audience about what just happened. Would you like to have me on? Would you like to interview me for a story? And that could get you seen.